What's up, everybody? I'm going to be going over some MMA news and reacting to it. There's also 3 fights that I'll be kind of predicting, going over the fights that just got made because I don't know what to make today. So, because there is no fight, so we'll have the predictions for Jianan and Dern tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're going to be going over some MMA news that kind of popped off today. Some very interesting stuff too. We'll go over it. I'll give my opinion on it and things like that. So first of all, I did not cover this yet, but Khamzat Chimaev seems like he's officially moving up to 185 now. He posted a picture on Twitter, not a picture, but it was just like his fist, and it said 185. Moving up to 185. If you want to check out what I think he'll do at 185 more in depth, you can check out that video. I think it's like a couple videos ago. But I think he will fight Costa now. That's the fight they should make. Costa's been building it up in the media. It'll be a nice press conference, even though Costa doesn't really have great English. It is a lot better, but it's going to be a weird press conference if it ever happens. But yeah, I really want to see that fight. It should be a really close matchup. Should be a really fun matchup. The one matchup that Khamzat probably won't be heavier in. So it'd be great to have him tested in that. And if he beats Costa, like, who's next in line for contendership at middleweight? You have Izzy versus Pereira. If Izzy beats Pereira, I mean, like, who else is in line? You know what I mean? You have Robert Whitaker. You could probably give him another title shot, but I think he probably needs another win. Like, you could probably do Costa and Whitaker, but we're talking about Khamzat moving up. We can do Khamzat, Costa, and then who's next? If Khamzat beats Costa, we might have another contender there, because Strickland probably won't get the contender bout. He might if he beats Cannonier, even though Cannonier just lost to Izzy. I guess that would kind of make sense. But, I mean, that would be a nice build-up, but I think the fight would be pretty one-sided. I don't think there's anybody else. Whitaker, I think he still needs another win. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's not too many contenders rising up yet. We have a couple guys joining the middleweight division, but there's not too many contenders yet. Maybe look at Hermanson a couple wins later. But if Khamzat beats Costa and Izzy beats Pereira, you have a guy in there that can go in and contend for the title, because Khamzat did most of his heavy lifting and 170, moves over to 185, beats a top contender in 185. He should be able to get a title shot there. But if Pereira does beat Izzy, I assume they're going to do another fight there. And if Izzy beats Pereira, Pereira will probably have to go get another win to fight him again, things like that. But yeah, should be interesting for a move up for Khamzat. But I'm going to be moving on to the next topic discussed for today. We have Bobby Green popping for testosterone, or being flagged for testosterone, too high testosterone, if that's what that means. Abnormal testosterone, there you go. Abnormal testosterone levels. Apparently he took a DHEA tablet. He said he got it from Walmart or whatever. I don't know if I believe too much of that. Like, things with these fighters is, I feel like some of them maybe got contaminated with other stuff, and then some of it, is their own doing. You never know with some of these fighters. But took some DHEA tablets, didn't know about, I guess it wasn't really contaminated. He just didn't know that USADA doesn't allow you to take some of that stuff. But it's the same thing that Lyoto Machida got popped for in 2016. Bobby Green could face a suspension up to 2 years, which I would probably give him a year. If this is his first time popping, I mean, but 2 years would be kind of interesting, though. First time popping, he says he didn't know. So, yeah, I don't know how the UFC or USADA will go about it. But, yeah, this is very, very weird, especially because Bobby Green was kind of like ousting, was it the Tiger Muay Thai or where was it at? AK, isn't it the AK in, I want to say, I don't think it's the Philippines, but it might be no, it's not that. It's the Tiger Muay Thai guys with Fiziev, and it was someone else, but he was accusing and Yan. Were they Tiger Muay Thai? I don't know. Is AKA Philippines, whatever the hell it is. he was accusing them of roids. So now him popping is just even more interesting in my opinion. But yeah. Let's move on. I kind of want to search it up real quick so I don't. Oh, AKA Thailand. It's Thailand, not Philippines. Do not think Philippines. It's Thailand, AKA Thailand. They go to Thailand, get the steroids, is what he said, things like that. But yeah, we'll be moving on. We have some fights that have been made. Some of these fights are very recent to where I can't really make an early prediction on it. So I'm just gonna run through them a little bit. I might do an in-depth breakdown for a couple of these because some of these are in December and November. Well, let's get right into it. So we have Derek Lewis versus Serghei Spivac for November 19th in the UFC Apex. I think this should be an interesting matchup. Serghei Spivac has been doing pretty well recently. He did beat Greg Hardy by, I want to say, did he choke him out? I think he might have choked him out. Beats Augusto Sakai. Looked really good in that fight. Augusto Sakai is a really big dude. He kind of picked him up and slammed him on the ground. Picked him apart on the. I don't even know if they spent that much time on the feet. Brought him to the ground. Kept slamming him and just doing damage on the ground there. I believe he did win by TKO just for a bunch of shots there. But I don't know if he's going to be able to pick up a guy like Derek Lewis, in all honesty. Derek Lewis is just a big piece of mass. And he does have some solid takedown defense in general. Obviously has those crazy hands. He's coming off a loss to Serghei Pavlovich, I believe. An iffy stoppage, but it's still a loss. He still kind of went face forward on the canvas. But I think this is a very interesting matchup. I'm not too sure where I want to go with this one. Derek Lewis, he just has heavy hands. Lower competition he normally does pretty well in. But yeah, I think they should kind of keep Derek Lewis personally towards like the bottom of the division, just to like see him KO the guys, like put him against some of the really fat dudes and just have them take them all out. But yeah, I think I'm not too confident in this, but I think I might give it to Derek Lewis just because his power in general. I think he can just catch Spivac, but I could also see Spivac like maybe clinching and being a little bit more technical on the feet, but he could get caught. That's the thing. So if Derek Lewis is an underdog, I would probably take him a little bit here, but I'm not too sure about this fight. But I'm thinking Derek Lewis, but I'm not confident at all in that pick. Let's move on. We have Chris Curtis versus Joaquin Buckley. Another very interesting matchup. I think it's a very close matchup too. Joaquin Buckley is very wild on the feet. Obviously just lost to Nasruddin Imavov. Chris Curtis lost to Jack Hermanson. Where was it? It wasn't Paris. It was, London? Yeah, it was London. He went across. Darren Till didn't show. That kind of thing. Lost to Jack Hermanson. I don't want to say lost some of his fan base, but some of his fans were very angry at him at the fight because he was just getting annoyed that Jack Hermanson was keeping distance and kind of like choosing his shots a little bit, wasn't engaging too much for this fight. And he did get kind of rocked a little bit in that Hermanson fight. But in this fight, I think it's very interesting because Chris Curtis is a very solid boxer, has good takedown defense. He won't have to worry about the takedown here. Won't have to worry about it like he did Muniz and Hermanson. He won't have to worry about the takedowns there. Not that he really does. He has amazing takedown defense. But he has some really solid boxing too. Like he has quite a bit of power in his hands. So I think he could catch Buckley. But Buckley's very wild. Like he could catch Curtis with a kick also. I don't know. I don't think this one goes to a decision. And all like it does have a chance to go to a decision. I'm not gonna. It does have a chance to go to a decision, but I think by that time, in 15 minutes, one of these guys are going to catch the other. Chris Curtis is very flat-footed, which obviously helps him with his takedown defense, but could create some issues for him defensively. And Chris Curtis does have some great body shots, but Joaquin Buckley does move around a lot on the feet. So I could see Joaquin Buckley like hitting some crazy shit on his feet, like with his legs, some crazy ass kick and like dropping Curtis and finishing him by TKO, or I can see Curtis dropping Joaquin Buckley or taking him to a decision, in all honesty. But this fight is really close. I'm kind of leaning Joaquin Buckley, but I can definitely see Chris Curtis winning this fight also. So yeah, And Joaquin Buckley did look really good in the third round against Nasruddin Imavov. He wasn't kind of getting dominated. He did have some good moments in that fight. Same with Chris Curtis in the third round. Did really well against Jack Hermanson. Third round. Started rounding, started pressuring more. But yeah, so these guys didn't really get walked over in their last fights. They held it kind of competitively in their fights. But yes, let's move on to the final matchup I'm going to be covering for this UFC news video. We have Daniel Rodriguez versus Neil Magny for October 15th. The last matchup was for December 10th for 282. So yeah, this one is for next month's card, October 15th. Fight night, I believe. I don't know. Oh, it's on the Erwajo Grasso card. Thank God. For this fight, I don't know what to make of it because Neil Magny it depends on how Neil Magny kind of shows up here. I was not happy with him in his last fight against Shavkat. Like, Shavkat's a monster. He's a pretty damn good fighter. But it felt like Magny was just kind of accepting that he was just going to get beat before he even walked in there. Like, he wasn't actually trying to fight him. It felt like once he got in there, I think there's a point where he, like, stumbled or something and then just went on the ground and didn't try to get up off of his back. Like, didn't try to do anything in the stand-up. He was just operating off his back for the most part. If you hear the beeping, I apologize, but operating off his back for the most part. Wasn't really doing too much there. Got submitted like right before the end of the second round or something like that. But yeah, I was not impressed with this fight. He lost to Chiesa, and then beat Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's looking really good. He just destroyed Vicente Luque. Beat Jeff Neal. Lost to Shavkat. Let me pull up his Tapology real quick. But it feels like he's just kind of inconsistent, you know. I don't know if I can trust him. Daniel Rodriguez is I don't know exactly how well these guys match up or not, like physically how they match up. Let me go to I know I'm saying a lot, but let me go to Neil Magny's Tapology real quick. But yeah, so he has a loss to Shavkat, beat Max Griffin, beat Jeff Neal, lost to Chiesa, beat Robbie Lawler, beat Li Jingliang, lost to Santiago Ponzinibbio, beat Condit, lost to RDA, beat Johnny Hendricks. I mean, it just goes down there. Like, I feel like he's especially recently, he's been a little inconsistent. I can't trust the dude. I don't know why I dropped the Tapology here, but I just want to see how they kind of match up real quick. Magny does have a 6-inch reach advantage in this fight, so maybe you can keep it at a distance, but Daniel Rodriguez is very active on the feet. I can trust him a little bit more in this matchup. I think he'll be able to just outland Neil Magny just for a decision, just completely outland him in the round. Again, he's probably, didn't he say he's the most active fighter in the UFC? On the feet, like punches per second. So I'll give it to Daniel Rodriguez in that. I just don't trust Magny at all. He's kind of had wishy-washy performances. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Daniel Rodriguez for this fight. And that's all the news I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a little bit different than what I do normally. So if you liked it, leave a like, comment, whatever you want. Picks are coming out for tomorrow for Xiaonan and Mackenzie Dern. Only thing I like about next week's card is the main event, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.